Governor, perhaps I'd like to give you just a moment or two, since we haven't chatted for such a long time, and this program has been on hiatus during the election season. Just maybe a quick update from the governor's office.
Well, I'm sure that all of the listeners out there have got on their nightstand my State of the State address.
Underlined and circled.
Underlined and circled, and it may help them with insomnia, but the simple answer is the state of Utah is exceptional. We are doing very, very well in virtually any measurable way. Our economy is the best in America, the most diversified, healthiest economy in America today. Our growth of the economy, our GDP growth, is more than twice the national average. Unemployment rate is at 3.1%. We have great quality of life. We have the largest middle class in America today per capita, and we have what we call upward mobility, which is really the American dream, is the best here in Utah of any place in America. So a lot of good things going. That does not mean we don't have challenges out there. Education funding is a big issue for me, and we need to put more money into education. Certainly, if we want to have continued long-term economic expansion, having a skilled labor force is critical to that effort. Two, I know that there are parts of Utah, particularly rural Utah, which some have some real challenges economically, and where we might have a really low unemployment rate here on the Wasatch Front. Out in the Uinta Basin, we might have, like 10% unemployment rate because so much reliance on energy out there. So we need to find ways with rural Utah to diversify the economy and have them have the same opportunities we have here. So anyway, I think it's a great place to be. We are the envy of most all the states. We're doing some really good things. And if we continue to work together, I think no reason why this good run can't continue.
We'll go to our phone lines after I ask this initial question. You are going to be going back to Washington, D.C. I'm sure several topics will be on hand. We're hearing also concerns about future plans for the Department of Education and also Bears Ears, public lands. Maybe you could give us a little preview of what you're anticipating when you do travel on behalf of Utah to Washington.
Well, some of it is a little unknown because we have a new administration, so we don't exactly know how the Trump-Pence administration will host us, although we are scheduled to have a same kind of dinner. We usually have a dinner with them in the evening, usually Sunday evening, and then we have kind of a more 1-on-50 or 2-on-50 when we meet with them as governors, and we have a little question and answer period and opportunities to have some dialogue. We also, though, have the opportunity to meet with senior staff, with some of their cabinet members, and to talk about things uniquely Utah. We will get together with our western governor states, and so the Intermountain West, which is, again, bipartisan, Republican and Democrat alike, and talking about some of the unique things in Utah. So there's a lot of opportunities to work with this new administration, have dialogue with the governors amongst the governors, but also help bring the Trump-Pence administration up to speed on the needs and the wishes of the governors.
As you might be aware, Governor, today in the newscasts, it is being said that you are going back there to express an interest in having the Department of Education go away. First of all, is that accurate, and what are your thoughts?
Well, it's mostly accurate from the standpoint of I was asked a question, do you support what Congressman Chaffetz and 6 other co-sponsors of a bill to do away with the Department of Education? And actually, I've been consistent about this back in the George W. Bush days, when I had some concerns about the No Child Left Behind initiative that he proposed. May worked well in Texas, but I didn't think it was going to be good on a national one-size-fits-all scale. I don't like that approach. And when they called and asked me about my opposition to No Child Left Behind, they asked me if I was a Republican. I said, yeah, I'm a Reagan Republican who would do away with the Department of Education. I don't see a great purpose for the Department of Education. They usually just take our money and add strings to it. And I think the education, as the Department of Education does say in their own bylaws, their primary role to educate our children comes from the states and local government. At that local level, the Department of Education just spends $65 billion and put strings on the money that's coming to the states, and I just think it's a waste of time and effort.
Let's take some phone calls, and I'm looking down at some of the topics our listeners would like to chat with you about, and boy, quite a few are on education, including this one from James. James, say hello to the governor.
Hello, Governor.
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hanging right in there. Thank you.
Yeah, my question was, what is Utah going to do to increase pay for teachers and also increase or try to combat the teacher shortage we have in the state? I know that's a big problem, and I wanted to know what is our government going to do looking forward to solving the problem of teacher shortage and the problem with teacher pay?
Well, it's probably a multi-pronged answer to that, because there is no single thing you can do that solves the problem. There's no silver bullet out there. We need to recognize that the competition is keen for our labor force. We have shortages not only in teachers, but in engineers and scientists and technicians and different fields out there, aerospace, life science. So part of the challenge we have with a healthy economy and low unemployment is the worry about who's going to fill the pipeline of demand for labor. So we need to increase our educational achievement, because those who are unemployed could find a job if they had the skills and education necessary. Our teachers have skills, and in comparison to those educational achievements they've made, they're finding other opportunities besides just being in the classroom. And that means we are going to have pressure to increase our total compensation package to our teachers. I think people are aware of that. And that's why we are asking the legislature in my budget proposal to increase the weighted pupil unit, which is the basic unit of how we fund education and our teachers' salaries. And hopefully they'll respond to that. But we also are looking at ways to enhance revenue that we can, in fact, direct into the education. We have a goal of $1 billion over 5 years. We're in the second year of that. It means you have to average $200 million per year for public education alone. And the good news, we're about $45 million to the good on that quest. And we also understand that more and more are going, as per our design, into higher education. We need to put about another $275 million into higher education over these next 4 years to meet their demands. So I think everybody understands that we need to have more revenue, and we need to understand that we need to pay the teachers more. And along with that ought to come a healthy thank you and a spirit and an attitude of gratitude for the service that they're doing, because we're getting really good results out of our public education system for the little bit of money that we're given to them to work with.